Right. Hi, team. Just checking my end of the old stream. Make sure I like the frame. Oh, yeah. Of course I do. It's lovely. Beautiful. Right. Here we are. Right. Morning. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever we may be. Robo in the chat. Good man. As mentioned last week, I said you would do some just the exercise on that on building pieces because like for rate. Last week we did just those gradual builds, just looking at nice freedom. And this today is sort of just another step on from that, okay? Where we're going to look at the freedom of what we can do in terms of our rating, but under a little bit more pressure, okay? A little bit more pressure, a little bit more intensity, but just still getting that understanding of what we're trying to do in terms of the machine, in terms of our body, in terms of our hand speed, okay? And really just using that, obviously, as the exercise to see what we can do in terms of that speed, okay? And so obviously we're just going to do 12 1-minute pieces, okay? It's not a lot, but we can use this, okay, as an exercise to just get an understanding of where we are at, okay, personally. I know that we have a differing, I guess, intensities, ratings, and stuff like that with people on the stream. And so obviously we manage this side reasonably well. Okay, so if you're somebody that's like, no, I don't get over 30, I just can't do it. That's fine. Okay, so start this one a bit lower, whatever, and see what we can do here. We're not going ballistic. Okay, so when I've said here 32 plus, if you do rate 34, 36 for like 1K, 2K stuff, whatever, then let's get it up to that. Okay, if you don't, then just find what you've got. But what I'd like to do is if you could just push outside your comfort zone a little bit, okay? And all of this previous stuff should help us get to that point, okay? Because what we'll do and the focus we're going to have is that when we start these pieces and when we do these building pieces, they are building, okay? So what we're doing is we're just making the flywheel go a little bit quicker every stroke. And then again, 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 then again, and again, then again. Okay, so we're not just trying to like muscle it up to speed. We're just adding that little bit more on top of the flywheel that makes it go that much quicker each stroke, okay? And that's what I want to get an understanding of, is that we don't have to use a lot of power, a lot of energy to get the flywheel up to speed, okay? And we're using energy, okay, don't get me wrong, but we're just doing it a little bit quicker, and we're using what this machine does, which is the flywheel keeps moving. And if we just add that little bit of speed all the time, we're going to get it up to a point where it's like, actually, this was moving pretty quick, okay? And then we want to sustain it, okay? And so that's where the technique and everything will come in so that we can sustain what we're doing, okay? So it's pretty simple. We'll have a good warm up, okay? We'll get into it. We'll just warm up nicely. We'll do a few bit of rating pieces to start, obviously, what we're trying to do. And then when we kick into it, we've got basically three. As I said before, the way that I like to do things is we want opportunities at each rate, okay? And so we've basically got 3 opportunities at each rate sort of bracket, okay? Now, we don't need to be super strict with the rate, okay? I'd like it to be roughly, as you see, it's a plus or minus, okay? So what I want you to think about more is how you're getting it to speed and how you're maintaining the speed. Rate is secondary, okay? If you get the first one, you're up at 30, and you're like, man, it's easy to tap that along pretty well. great, it's fine. Okay, use it, leave it there. Okay, and then obviously from there you can adjust the next one. Okay, take a little bit longer. And as I said, there's no set time. Okay, especially in these first ones, how long you need to get it up to speed. Okay, it might take 7 strokes, might take 13 strokes, might take 20 strokes. Okay, I don't know, but that's what I want you to get an understanding of, is how, excuse me, of what you are doing and how it affects this machine, and how you can do it the most economical way to get it up there and to maintain it. Okay. Once we get down here a little bit further, we will start to try and get it up to speed a little bit quicker. Okay. Because ultimately what this is trying to get you to do is understand the speed that we create versus the efficiency that we can keep it at speed. Okay. So you can take that away and use that in pieces that you do and whatever else, rather than being too I guess muscly or work too hard to try and hold the speed. We've got time, we've got patience, we understand what we're trying to do with this machine, so that we can see our target split and we can tap it along for as long as we can. Okay, now yes, fatigue and everything's going to set in on this, which is great. It's what we want to have happen, but that is just how it is. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah. Good team in the chat. This is great. Let's get into it. Okay. Let's have a bit of a warm up. The warm up's going to be, I guess, a little bit longer than normal. So we'll take our time. We'll just get nice and loose, limber, and then get ready to start, obviously pushing some pace. Okay. Okay, so first and foremost, as we always do, just get nice and comfortable. Okay, nice and comfortable and loose. Getting the body nice and free. Guarantee it's not all out. I don't know if there's anyone else on my time zone, but hey, it's lucky I get on here for a little bit prior. Okay, nice and comfortable, feeling the seat just naturally dropping into the ankles. Coming forward. Nice and smooth. One speed, okay? Remember this feeling with the hands, especially now, just how the handle is getting drawn back, right? The speed at which we control it, okay? Obviously we control the rating on this recovery. And then really lock in with the hang of these arms. Good. Just patient, okay? And then just feel as we start to add just that little bit of pressure. Feel the sequence, okay? You've got nice relaxed arms.
Try not to choke the handle. Armpit hang through the lats. Even that feeling now while we're sort of in this preparation stuff, feel how, and what I talk about in terms of like leaving the handle out the front, okay? So don't think about it as like, oh, I want to feel nice and connected out the front. Just roll out there and then almost just be like, oh, I left the handle there, right? And then push away. It's going to come because you're going to have the hang. You're going to have that extension of the arms, which you're going to hold it out there. But we're not focused on this, so to speak. More, we're focused on the body. We're focused here. Okay? And the handle just comes to us. Okay? Nice and smooth now with the rhythm. No stop start. Let's really start to mold this together. Smooth around the front. Smooth around the finish. No stop start. Okay? So let's just put a little bit of pressure on now. Start to increase our intensity. Driving that body backwards. Okay, and we'll look to just build up the rate a bit, okay? Do about 45 seconds, around about 24, something like that. Okay, we'll just let it happen. Okay, building. This one. Now. Okay, so just moving those hands a bit quicker. Sliding into the front, one speed with the seat. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, nice rhythm. Tapping it along. And hear the flywheel. Take it down. Okay, easy. Okay, so that, especially at 24, should just feel like we tap it. We keep it moving, nice and free. Okay. Right, so let's start to firm it a little bit. We'll do the same again. Very much like what we're going to do in our piece here. Build it, okay? Every stroke. As the flywheel increases, our hand speeds increase, leg speed increase, etc. Okay? So firming. move this 26, 28, whatever it comes to. Okay, building. This one. Now, so just add, move the hands. Okay, feel the hang. Now that flywheel speed is there. Relax into it. Keep the hand speed, the movement speed on repeat. Okay, stay loose. Back into that. And down. Okay. Nice. Okay, pretty simple. I don't know what your rates were, but I'm getting to 28. Feeling comfortable, sustainable. Okay, is one of the things we look for. Over time, it becomes more difficult, okay, to hold speed. That's a no-brainer. Okay, fatigue sets in, tiredness, whatever, and that's just what happens. But it's how we adapt to that and how we adjust and what we do, which is what will dictate how long we can manage it for. Okay, so just a little bit of firm here, active recovery, and then we'll get set up and we'll rip into it. Okay. Couple more. Beautiful. Okay, so hopefully we are ready to rock and roll. Okay. Let's focus when we do these pieces. I'll talk a bit through them and obviously in the break. But this is a real personal experience, obviously, with this, with the building pieces as to how you're going to feel as an individual. Okay. I prefer efficiency over adding power. If you see your numbers dropping, okay, or getting slower, don't think about working harder. Okay. Think about how we're doing it. The hand speed, are we using the bodies well? Use those markers first before you start thinking about, I need to push harder. Okay. Same with rating. We get it somewhere. And the whole idea about what we're trying to do here is understand that all we have to do is get it to speed and then maintain it. Okay. Tap it along at whatever speed we can create at that rating. And then we tap, tap, tap for as long as we can. Okay. That's the idea. That's the goal. Because at the end of the day, consistency, what happens is we ideally want a flat speed like this, but we want our energy level to do this. Boom. So that we start here with good energy and we bottom out at the finish. But if we can maintain this, we have a very good opportunity of going well. Okay. We don't want to have our speed do the same thing where it goes from here to here. Okay. Yes, it can give you the same speed, okay, because if you average it out, it probably does average here, but it's a terrible place, okay? This part down here below the line is horrific because you're like, fuck, I'm dying, I've got no speed, and it's mentally a very difficult place. Whereas if we can hold and maintain this, and once our energy levels are down here underneath that line, and we just think about how we can tap it and try and be efficient till the end, okay? It's a better way of knowing that we're going to hold that split
rather than have a really good split at the start and seeing it diminish as we go through and wondering if we can hold it on. Okay? It's just a personal preference. I still think it's the most smartest and ideal way to do it. Okay? Rather than starting hard, watching it die, and you're dying at the same time with nothing you can do about it. Okay? And so that's what we want here a little bit as well. Okay? Sustainable pace, find the rhythm, tap it along. Bob's your uncle. We're out of here. Okay? Easy. Okay, right, here we go. Let's set up our machine. A very simple setup today. Select workout, new workout. Intervals time. 1 minute's already sitting there flashing away for us. And then we chuck that other minute in there. Okay. And then we're ready to rock and roll. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Right, let's press that checkbox. First one, we'll take a bit to get to speed. Okay, don't worry about it too much. We'll get it up, we'll tap it along. We'll find that pace, okay? Here we go. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Okay. Use this one as well to build. Take time. Take your time to build it. Okay. Are you ready? Attention. Row. Okay. Here it is. See, I'm just moving. A little bit quicker. A little bit quicker. Okay, it took me that long. It took me 16, 17 seconds to get to 28. Now I'm just going to tap this along. Okay, feel the hand. Hold the speed. Speed of movements. Flywheel. Picking it up smooth. No grab. Nice extension. Easy. Okay, just like that. Okay, so see, think about it yourself. How long did it take? How patient were you? And then once we got it there, how did you feel maintaining it? Okay, could you get that cap? Could you hold whatever speed was created on the monitor? Okay, that's the idea. Slowly build it, hold on to it. Okay, we're trying to find the efficiencies, certain rating with the pressure. Okay, so same again. You can try it again. Okay, firming, building. Now, okay, feel that acceleration. Okay, be patient. Just add that little bit each time. Okay, now breathe. Make sure we're loose. No frantic movements. Rhythm, okay, back and forward. Feel the feet. Press. Oh, that's the easy one. Okay, good. Okay, nice. Think about it. How did you feel?
What was the build like? Did you think it was sustainable? Okay, and reflect on it and then move forward. Okay, we have one more opportunity at it here. If you feel comfortable with it, try and build it a bit quicker. Okay? But just remember, we're building it. You don't have to be there in 2 or 3 strokes. I want you to understand how we're doing it. Every time we tap it, we tap it, we tap it, it gets faster and faster and faster. Okay, firm. Building now. Okay. You can hear it. You can feel it. The hand speed. Okay, and there we go. Now we've settled into it. Now loose, relax, no gripping too hard. Be fluid with the movement. Legs drive the body as we hang. Lovely. Okay. Yes. You're going to be puffing, okay? You're going to get to the end of it and be like, yeah, okay, I'm working. But we don't want to be getting towards the end and counting down, okay? If we are, we might be just pushing a little bit hard, okay? We want to find a space where we're like, you know what? I'm just going to tap it. I want to tap it. I want to keep tapping it. I want to understand that I can just keep it going, okay? Now that we go up and rate, just remember, a little bit more freedom with the movements, 5% more with the pressure. Here we go, okay? Build. Okay, taking your time. Hand speed, leg speed. Okay, still going up. There it is. Okay, took me a bit of time, but I'm comfortable. I'm not frantic. Maintaining. Breathing into it. Good. Easy. Okay? See that? Time to get it to speed. Relaxing into it once we get up to speed. Okay? Now, that one there took me 20 something seconds to build the speed, to get it comfortable. I didn't try and overwork it. I just looked for the steadiness and the pace. Okay? Now on this one, I'm going to try and do it a little bit quicker. Okay? So I'll move my hands a bit faster. I'll look for the acceleration of the legs and of the movement speeds. And hopefully I should be able to close that gap of the amount of time, but I'm still going to build it. Okay, here we go. Now, nice and elastic. get to a comfortable length. There it is. Okay, now breathe. Feel how loose we can be. Breathe, okay? Nice. Feel the body driven back. Hang speed. Brush the body. Good. Tap. Tap. Nice. Okay? Evaluate. Okay? How did that feel? Was it easier, harder to get up to speed? Did you do it quicker or slower? Same. Okay? Think about it. Think about what you could do to lessen the strain on yourself. Okay? This is our third go at this rating. So let's take what we've learned from the previous two and let's put it into this one. Okay? Firm. Building. Now. Build again. Hands down. Okay? Feel that flywheel. There it is. Nice and elastic. Loose arms. Armpit hang. Nice. Good rhythm. Feel that body. Open out. Press. Nice. Good hang. Open the mouth. Lovely. Okay? Really good. Really good. Okay? Hopefully you're getting a really good understanding about how you're creating the speed. Because at the end of the day, the how we're getting it to speed, and then what we're doing when we have it at speed are the most important. Okay? Yes, there's a time and place, and we will do that towards the end of getting it up relatively quickly. But sustainability is the key, the absolute key for us to be able to hold and maintain pace to go faster than you've gone before. Okay, build. Now we're going up to 32. So be elastic. Don't have to overreach. We do have to move quicker. There it is. Okay. Now think about the flywheel. Breathe. Tap. Tap. Good. Hold. Brush the body. Nice. Okay. Probably took a bit longer again. Okay, get up. Once we were there, it is about the movement speed, what we're doing. Hand speed, travel speed, the speed around the front. Okay, when I talk about elasticity or being elastic, okay, don't think we really have to get forward. Just roll to a position and be comfortable with where you get to. Okay, length can be changed later once we're up and moving. Okay, but if you feel like you're getting to here to tap it up, that's fine. Okay, then you look for the extension after. Okay, that's been elastic. Right, build now. Nice elasticity. Good. Now, rhythm. Hang. Feel the rhythm. Feel the body swing. Legs guide the body. Okay, now tap. Flywheel. Now grab. Hang and swing. Hang and swing. All the way. Good. Okay, how'd that one go? Think about it. How was the build? How was the sustainability? Did you tap it along? Okay. Yes, we're starting to feel it. So we should. Okay. Breathe it out now. Nice and steady. Right. Here we go. Put it all together. Now, build. And again. And again. Nice. Now hold. Okay. Sit into this rhythm. Loose. Switch off when we can. Work. Recover. Okay. Flywheel. Sit on top of that. Breathe. Good. Okay. Lovely. Okay. It's a great exercise. The stop-start nature of it is also quite hard. Okay. It adds to the muscles. Switching on, switching off. Okay. Blood flow, lactate build-up, you name it. So we've got 3 left to do. I want you to think about it in terms of yourself, what your ratings are like. I'm going to try and hit 33, 34, okay, for the first one, couple of points higher than what we were just doing. Here we go now. But I'm going to take my time. I'm going to build. I can feel it. Every stroke. Getting quicker. Moving my hands. There it is. Now, obtaining the rhythm. Swing. Hang, hang. Armpits. Flywheel. Let's sustain. Breathe. Good. Okay. Quite a long build. It is what it is. Now I'll look to do it quicker. Okay. I could feel that the jump from 32 to 34, I really did need to focus just a little bit more in terms of my pressure, okay, my drive speed, which is exactly what I thought I was going to have to do, okay. So on this one, same again, get the momentum of that flywheel going, tap, breathe into it, okay, here we go. Now, elastic, hand speed, and again, here it is, 35, hang, sustainable, elastic, settle into the rhythm, breathe, relax the arms, tap, brush the body. Good. Wow, it was quick. Nice. Okay. So I got up to 35, 36. I felt comfortable tapping it along. Really just trying to maintain, okay? I can feel the energy like diminishing. I can feel the stress increasing, okay? But remember the markers. If we're doing this, we're doing that. If we're here, we're here. It's taking away from the efficiency, okay? Last one, build good speed, tap it along. Here we go, team, with me. Elastic. Remember, drive the body. Body's driven. Now hold what we've got. Breathe. Sit back. Brush the body. Hang long. Push and swing. Swing. Elastic. Your beauty. Okay, great. Real good. Beautiful. Okay. Yep, hard yakka. It's getting right up there towards the finish in terms of physicality. But that's exactly what it's meant to do. Okay. We'll roll this out. Okay. Just when you're ready, chuck that in the memory. Okay, reset your monitor. You can go back, have a look at all the steps. Should be able to see from here to here the amount of increase. Okay. Also, somewhere along here, you might find something that you really felt comfortable with. Okay, with your current fitness levels, your current ability to keep speed, okay, movement speed. It's a really nice way of getting a good idea of what would be a lovely equilibrium for you, okay? So, breathe it out, just move. Be really nice and relaxed here, okay? Just feel loose hands, legs, just going down with enough weight to push that body open. Okay, good. Drive that body open. Nice push. Nice one. Okay, very good. Nice rhythm. Okay, so just here, breathe. Okay, you'll start to feel a little bit better. Okay, it was quite a good lactate build and a lot of that. And that's perfect. Okay, means that we're working it. Okay, we're having to use that energy to get it to speed. But it was how we maintained it after that point, which is what we're trying to achieve. Okay, that tap with the flywheel moving to maintain as much or as long as we possibly could without starting to get too ragged. Okay, nice. Okay, let's feel the body weight here for another minute or so. Nice long arms. Good hang. Good rhythm. Beautiful. Okay. Moving back and forward. Breathing's under control. Okay, a couple more. Boom. Okay, lovely. That was great. Good sweat on. I was steaming up the old studio, that's for sure. Okay, so Sean, thanks for the early start, Eric. First Instagram live, great row and insight, really enjoyed. Yeah, cheers, Sean. Yeah, everything we do here is about insight and about how we do it.
giving you tips and ideas to take away. Because at the end of the day, it's a lonely sport, right? But it's very good, okay? It's very good for the fitness, for your health, but for the fight in your head, right, between you and the machine and you and your demons, right? And, you know, I don't know what goes through your guy's head when you're struggling, but I've gone to some pretty dark places over time, right? And it's just... I'm sure that there's a lot of swear words at me while we're doing it. And that's great. I love it, right? But it's about you battling that to try and find your speed, to find your equilibrium, to find your place where you feel right on the point of teetering, of falling over, but staying in control. And that's what I like about this, is finding that space, right, and where it lies, and then being able to hold that or maintain it for as long as possible, and then going, oh, actually, I probably could have pushed it a bit before. Oh, fuck, I did fall over the line. Okay, and that's the great part about it. And that's what I think, if we use it properly and we do that, you are really going to find that space. And that's what it's about, right? It's about you not quitting. It's about being on there going, okay, I fucked that piece up. I didn't start it very well. That's okay. I'll finish it off, and then I'll do it the next one, because that's really what it is about. Question. I videoed myself last week and found that I need more swing at the finish. Bro. More swing at the finish, so you're holding the body like that and then not getting enough of that, because the swing should come through that stroke, okay? And I'm a person, you know, like I've talked about it a lot. Doesn't matter if you're coming off the front with your body too much, okay? If you're really doing that, but you're not getting any more purchase on it, we're losing potential, okay? Hence that word potential. But if we can really find that as the legs almost finish, that body's still going backwards, that's what we want, okay? And it's I'd probably have to see the video. You could send me the video, and I'll have a nosy. And how do you adjust stroke rate without messing up other stuff, other parts of the stroke? I mean, increasing the stroke rate is done in two ways, in my opinion. Is how fast you can travel that way, and how fast you can travel that way. Okay. So you want to be fair. The easiest way to adjust stroke rate, this is going to sound really bad, is to shorten up, okay? Now, when I mean shorten up, I talk about that elasticity that I was talking about, okay? Not really searching to get up here in terms of length, but getting to a point where it's like, oh, I'm here, I feel reasonably comfortable, okay, and then you tap that along, and then you think about how much then compression you're getting, how vertical the shins are, all that sort of stuff, blah, 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 blah. So it's about how quickly, it's about what you do around here, okay? So if you're drawing it in too hard, you're probably not going to be able to release that tension enough to get the hands moving and get out over here, right? So if you pull your hand, if I was to really yank my hands in here now, right, I can't get them to do that very well. But if I just release and I do that, I can then get that speed there. So that speed of the hands coming in and out is a surefire way to get that rating going up, the travel speed to a comfortable elastic position, okay? And then we think about how fast we have to make that move, okay? Because at the end of the day, there's no point in rating quickly on the slide but not having the speed this way, okay? And it could mean if it is too heavy, you've also got to have that balance between not everybody needs to rate this high. No one needs to rate 36, 34, whatever. You can also adjust when you start doing pieces like this. You could adjust you could start that drag factor just a little bit lower, okay? Really clicked in at 32, splits dropped and almost felt relaxed, Joe. Yeah, awesome. Okay, it's exactly what I want to know. If you found a really good, nice position, that's something to really take away, okay, where you can go, you know what, this is comfortable, I like it. And then you can work on either side of that if you need to go quicker or you don't, you like that speed, you think it's sustainable for a certain period, perfect, okay? Greetings from Long Island. Thanks, Peter. Cracking session. I think you said leave the handle out, which really helped me keep my arms straight. Made me think top rate. Yeah, Jamie, absolutely. And I think that is one of the things that happens when you're on the machine, is that we know that this is the connector between the machine and our bodies to make the speed go. But too often we're tight with that, rather than understanding that we can, no different with that whole lifting the bar off the ground, right? It's like we're not trying to lift the bar off the ground. We're trying to drive the body up and the bar's coming with us. This is the same. We're driving, the handle's coming with us, okay? And we have that take-up period. We don't have to be strong from the front. We know that through that middle of the stroke, we're going to get that speed, okay? Robro, yes, swinging, not swinging back enough. But what does not swinging back enough mean, right? Now, if you're getting enough forward and you're getting enough swing through the stroke, doesn't really matter where you finish, right? If you want to try and swing that a little bit further back, a lot of it could be flexibility, right? Hip flexibility, that ability to be back here, to then be able to get forward there. So it is very individual, but the swing happens from what you're doing at the front to really just allowing yourself to get, like, just to let the body go backwards and let the hands come to you. A good exercise for you could be just doing that straight arms where you're just here, okay, and just really understanding like where you can actually get that body to before then you do that arm draw into here so you can get that position, okay? Something you could try. Stayed with you 34, 35 at the end. Last half, I was getting stuck at the finish after a solid drive, not getting my body back over Doug. Yep, but that's what happens at that speed, okay? And it is a very important thing. Once we get up to that speed, once we get above 32, it becomes more important to really not try and hit the body, okay? You've really got to think about like just coming right in and almost away. And it does that. You have to be sustainable at a high rate. We have to do a lot of training at it, okay? Because you probably find you'll be like, oh, it's really like I could feel that pressure on my toes, trying to get forward. I can feel it in my hips because I'm what tends to happen a lot with people when they start getting that high rate is that you start going like this because you're almost not finishing it off because you're like, oh, I can't get from here to here quick enough. And I just can't get that motion going. So you start doing this a little bit. And of course, there's pressure on the feet. There's pressure here in the hips, all of that sort of stuff. So it's very important to just know that through here is where it's done, that acceleration, and then it's just moved back out, right? It's almost just, it's that core right at the finish there that just sort of holds and then brings that body back, okay? So something to think about. And when you come, Neil, when you come to the catch, I'm as coiled as much as I can. My body is over, but my arms still need to extend slightly forward before I change direction. Neil, is this wrong? So my elbows are slightly bent until I straighten at the last fraction of a second before the change in direction. Yes, that doesn't matter too much, okay? It's all about how we do it, right? Because if you probably watch me back, right, I'm like this, and then it straightens out to there. I've got no problem with that. I still think that's a very good way and almost a better way of doing that rather than being like this. So I feel like that's too stiff and stuck in place, right? Whereas if we come back here, I've got looseness, right? They're not quite fully straight, but they're there. And then that last part there is where they sort of create that elasticity where it goes like that. Now, I wouldn't suggest coming and going like that, okay? But if we're there and then there's that little bit of straighten just there, it's almost just like that string that takes the tension just there, and then we can hold it, okay? So just, I know what you're saying. Just make sure that it's not like this too much, that we've got just enough elasticness in our hands, okay? We've got to be elastic, okay? If we're stiff in all of our movements, if we're, I know it's the basics and we're getting like this, too stiff, right? If we can be 99% by having this here
and everything just allows it to be more flexible, more fluid with the motion, okay? We've still got stability. It's a far better way than being super rigid, because I personally, rigid's bad, okay? Rigid just doesn't allow us to have any of this movement that we need, right? This rhythm that allows us to be flexible with change in pace. If speed drops and we're rigid, then all of a sudden we're like, and we're still rigid and we tense up. Whereas if we're relaxed and loose, if it does start to go and we start getting a bit rigid, it doesn't matter too much. But if we're already rigid, we're fucked. Excuse the language, but that's basically it. Great session, Andy. Yeah, bit of rolling. Yeah, Neil, I think it's perfect. Yeah, the other way feels too stiff, as you say. Perfect demo. Great. Okay, perfect. Alan, good challenging session. Left me with plenty to think about and work on. Yeah, awesome. And that's the thing, right? Alan's comment there. We should always have something to work on, right? I looked at some of my stuff there, and I was like, yeah, okay. I still working on stuff all the time, especially at that high rate. I'm not doing enough of this, right? And I'm not going to lie, it's up there. Okay, I know how to control myself. I know how to manage myself. But I was like, man, I'm not doing enough rating. I'm doing a lot of fitness stuff, but I'm not doing enough rating. And I think that is the key. It's like figuring out what we want to do and how we want to do it, and touching into those pieces all the time. And I think that's the perfect thing, is trying to find that mixture during the sessions, during the weeks, that really help us as individuals. And as I've said before many times, a great mix of a program is sort of looking at how many days you're going to be doing it and then mixing those up. Let's say you do 4 days a week. We want 2 of them to be, just good training pace. 1 to be some intervals, medium to whatever pace, higher pace. And then 1 of them could be something like this. Okay. Or it could be every other week we're doing something like this. And that's the key to moving about, right? If we just stick at 20 rate all the time, yes, we're going to get very fit, but we're not going to be flexible enough when we change rates to be able to hold that and do that type of thing. Okay, so mix it up, find what works for you. Also finding what works for you in terms of what you're trying to do, whether you're just like, I'm not looking to do 2K stuff, I'm not looking to set 5K records or personal bests. I love doing 1000s, 500s, 2 minute, 1 minute, 4 minute, 3 minute. Perfect. Okay. Work stuff around that which suits you, which you enjoy doing. Because at the end of the day, bitch of a machine, we want to find something that's pretty enjoyable for ourselves, because that's the key, right? That's the key. Okay, beautiful. Thanks, team. Hopefully I answered everyone's questions. There's always room on the old Instagram or back on here to be able to write anything. But great session. Hopefully you took a lot away from it. We'll keep doing a lot of stuff like this, which is really just poking inside to give you some understandings of what you can do and how you can take it away, so that when you go away to do some pieces by yourself, you're like, oh, I remember this. Yes, I'll work on this and I'll work on that, because that's what we need to be able to do. Okay, beautiful. Thanks, team. Have a good rest of your week, and have a good week next week, and we'll see you back here for another session in a week's time. Okay, thanks from me and the Sensei team, and until then, catch you later. Right, peace out, team.